Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode. Today, we're going to be talking about the state of play, which happened last week, or was it 2 weeks ago? I honestly don't remember. It kind of just blurred together now. I have a special guest with me today. You may have seen her on my previous video, the Geekcast, Miss PlayBeatDelete. We're going to be talking about that. She's got some things she wants to talk about. I got some things I want to talk about. Let's go ahead and get into it. First things up, they started with the Crash 4 trailer, which honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I fell asleep right before the state of play, and I woke up thinking they were talking about Ratchet and Clank, and just to see it was Crash Bandicoot, I'm like, oh, okay. But I'm excited to play Crash 4 on the PS5 because I enjoyed it on the 4, and one of the things that I liked about that little trailer they showed was that your game saves will transfer to the 5, and I'm hoping that trophies transfer too. Otherwise, if not, I'm just gonna have to start the game over because there's a lot of trophies at the beginning that I got. I'm gonna have, because some games, like I've said in my Spider-Man videos, some games don't transfer the trophies, which is odd. Mortal Kombat is one of them. Mortal Kombat and Call of Duty are one of them, but Spider-Man, Miles, and Remaster both did it, and I think Assassin's Creed did not copy your trophies. I think that was one where you had to start the game over anyways to get those trophies from the beginning, but your save does go. It might have. I didn't transfer my save to find out. So I don't know, and I'll find out with Avengers in a couple weeks to see if that does the same thing, because if that does transfer, good. I won't have to start over and get the trophies all over again. But what did you think about the Crash 4 trailer, or did you were kind of like, whatever?
Well, wasn't quite the meh, whatever. It's just I never started it technically on PlayStation. I was kind of waiting a little bit to see if it went on sale, because you know me and sales. When it comes to games, at least. So I was waiting to get it before. Oh, now it's going to be out on PS5. So now I'm just going to get it for PS5 because I love this controller so much.
Oh, mine's dirty already. Mine is so dirty.
Mine is clean and perfect.
I get nervous during my games, and it's just, I'm like, oh, oh no, Eminem, I get it. Yeah, and it's a free upgrade too, guys. So if you already have the PS4 version, it's a free upgrade, unlike Tony Hawk, where they're going to charge you $10 to upgrade to the PS5 version.
That sucks.
So I went and just bought the PS5 version. I was like, whatever. I don't want to pay $10. I don't want to buy the PS4 version and pay another $10 to upgrade the PS5 version. Call of Duty did that, and I was like, I'm fine paying the $10 because I didn't want to play it on PS4 anymore. I wanted to play it on PS5. So that was Crash 4. Next up, I think, was Returnal was the next thing they showed. Yep. If I'm not mistaken. Interested in that because it's a game from Housemarque. And if you're not familiar with Housemarque, they've made games such as Super Stardust, Resogun. Their most recent one was Alien Nation, which kind of reminds me of Returnal. Did I say Dead Nation already?
No, you didn't.
They made Dead Nation, which is a great zombie game. It was one of the first PlayStation Plus games back in 2011 because no, I think the game came out in 2009, and then when PlayStation had their hack incident in 2011, Dead Nation was one of their free games. So I got that in Super Stardust to play the absolute crap out of both games. But Returnal is their first retail game, in stores, physical copy and everything. So I'm like, holy crap, you guys are moving on up, with usually digital games for 10, $15, $20, and now they're up to, I still don't understand the whole $70 for PS5 games, but whatever. I was able to pre-order and pay it off, so I didn't care. But the game looks interesting. It looks like it's kind of like roguelike, a little kind of like Alien 1 roguelike. So I think when you lose or die, the environment changes. So that look, and they showed off a first-person section. So I was like, what? But what are your thoughts on Returnal?
So how the world changes every time you die reminds me very strongly of Hades at this point. Okay. So that's got me excited because I've been obsessed with Hades, and I like the idea of a world changing every time I die, so at least keeps it fresh. But the gameplay itself actually reminds me more of Control. As far as its fast-paced combat, you're kind of doing everything by yourself, sometimes with enemies that are significantly larger and stronger than you. So it's very much more like a Control meets Hades meets something else that I'm not thinking of at the moment.
It looks very arcadey. Like you have to, like a
Yep.
bullet hell game. If anybody's familiar with bullet hell, that's those arcade games where it's a shoot 'em up. Contra. Well, Contra's not really bullet hell, but like Strikers 1945. The top down shooter games where you're flying a plane. Those are considered bullet hell games. So it looks kind of like that, and I'm like, damn, that's good. Kind of a pain in the ass, but I'm excited for it. And another game that had that world changing thing, I believe, was Dead Cells. I think that was another game that where when you
Dead
died,
Cells.
the environment changed. A fun game. I've gotten pretty far in that game, and I got my ass just whooped. So
I haven't bought it yet, but I want to play it so
it's
badly.
a fun game. I definitely want to stream that one sometime. And then after Returnal, it was kind of just blur to me until Final Fantasy VII. So I'm gonna let you talk about what interested you out of the State of Play event.
What interested me before Final Fantasy VII.
Before Final, yes.
So one of the ones, it was I think it went Knockout City, Sifu, and then Solar Ash. Now Solar Ash interested me because the art style reminded me very much of the promotional stuff for Dead Cells, but it's a platformer, and it looks like it's very fast paced. So I'm actually kind of excited to check that one out. I think that one's probably just going to be a smaller game, but we'll see how that goes when it does come out. And another one you forgot was Kena Bridge of Spirits.
Right, that one does look interesting. Kind of like, it reminds me of Zelda a little bit. Any bit.
It reminds me of Breath of the Wild meets Soulsborne. You mash them together and you get Kena.
Fun.
Yeah, I love Soulsborne games.
Cursing at little innocent platforming cartoon games. Yeah, that one they showed off when they did the first PS5 reveal event, and I was like, I think the only thing that caught my attention with that event was Spider-Man and Ratchet and Clank. Everything else, I was kind of like, I don't, just give me a price. I don't care. They didn't give us a price until
Kena.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that one, and that's releasing in August, correct?
I think so. Yes.
The other game they showed off, and I've never ever been a fan of this series. Maybe I should try it again, but Oddworld. Now I take that back. I played Oddworld: Stranger's Wrath, which is amazing, but like regular old Oddworld, can't do it. I tried it on the PS1, and I just could not get behind the controls. You have to control Abe and a bunch of other, whatever he is, and try not to get them killed. And I was like, I'm having enough trouble controlling one character. You want me to control and lead several others? Okay. So there was that, and then I think anything else after that was probably the Final Fantasy stuff, right? After Oddworld was just the rest of the show was Final Fantasy VII.
They also showed some stuff for Deathloop, but I might pick it up that's something I would pick up if it goes on sale, honestly. So I never played Dishonored 2. It's up on the wall though. It's like right there.
I played.
So my copy of Dishonored 2 is up there. And Deathloop is by the same creators. I'm like, well, sure, I'll check it out. Only if it's at the right price.
Dishonored, Prey. I played Prey, but I didn't play Dishonored. I mean, I've played about probably 30 minutes of Dishonored, and because it's on Xbox, and I don't know why. I don't like playing my Xbox One. I love watching movies on it, but I don't like playing the damn thing.
Poor thing.
But Deathloop, definitely something we could collab on over on Twitch, because I think that's the game that they were talking about when Bethesda got bought by Microsoft. They're like, well, what about Deathloop? Because you guys are promoting the crap out of it on PlayStation system. So what about that? And like, oh, it's still coming out for PlayStation, because I think it's an exclusive, right? A PS5 exclusive, something like that. I could be wrong.
I'm not
I could be wrong, but they are promoting it a lot on PlayStation. You go to the store and you see it like right there in front. Deathloop, like you said, it looks fun, but definitely something I would buy when it's on sale.
I'm also worried that they're overhyping it a little bit.
Yes.
With all the promotional stuff. It's like, this is what happens when you try to build all this hype, but then you can't deliver.
Yes. Definitely. What's the Cyberpunk? Let's hope we don't have another situation like that.
Cyberpunk's been overhyped for years.
Yeah, I don't think Deathloop will be that much of a mess, but I feel like, yes, they're overhyping it. Honestly, if you ask me, I haven't seen a whole lot of stuff for it. Like the Cyberpunk, it was just in your face everywhere. You went to
Mhm.
websites and boom, here's a controller for it. Boom, here's some toys for it. Boom, here's this.
Yep.
Here's a gaming chair. It's like, damn, just I get it. You want me to buy the game?
And look
So
what happened.
yeah, look what happened. I mean, it's gotten better. The game's better. It runs
I know.
somewhat better, but that's for another video. And then after Deathloop was the Final Fantasy stuff, and that is your bread and butter.
Yes.
I will let you talk about that and explain to me, because I was confused. I thought that it was part 2 of the remake, but you said it is not part
Nope.
2.
It is
So,
not.
floor is yours.
All right, so Final Fantasy VII Remake is finally getting its PS5 upgrade. So now you have no excuse not to play it on your PS5. So
It's
just wanted to
installed.
get that out of the way first.
It's installed.
So that's going to be, I think, June 10th is what they said for Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now, I already played it on PS4 last year. Platinum, everything. So technically, I wouldn't get anything out of playing the upgraded version, unfortunately, unless there's a separate trophy list, which then, of course, I'm going to go for it eventually.
Now,
But one of the things that bothered me on the PS4 version is some of the texturing was a little off, especially noticeable in hair. So it was always like grainy around the edges. So the 4K update is just amazing. God. What were you going to say? I'm sorry.
well, I was
didn't
gonna
mean to interrupt
say,
you.
I will let you know if there is an option. So remember, I told you about the trophies and stuff not continuing or not going over for some games. If you're willing to get that trophy list again, I will let you know if the trophies do not transfer. Because I started the game on PS4 and I got to about chapter 4.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm still in the tunnel, and I got to a spot where I was like, yeah, I got to a spot and I was like, this is a beast. I don't want to play it more. I got fatigued by it. I was like, or not fatigued. It was like overwhelmed with something that was going on in the game. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go and play something else. So yes, I will be starting it over again on PS5. It's on the system. All I got to do is, it's right now I could play the game without having a disc in because it's free on PlayStation Plus right now this month. So all I gotta do is, once it is available on June 10th, just go and upgrade and play it from there. But I'm gonna let you continue with the Final Fantasy.
I'm like dying to explode with more Final Fantasy stuff. So if you did get the Final Fantasy VII Remake digital version that they have for free right now on the PlayStation Plus, you will not get the PS5 upgrade because that is not going to be allowed. You have to have a physical copy. And
That I
then
did not know.
I'm full of information. No.
Well, maybe I think they did say that. I thought I saw somewhere they did say that you have to have a physical copy to
Yep.
be able to do that. Which is
Either the
smart.
physical copy or the digital deluxe version. So
Okay.
then we get into, how do you pronounce it? Intergrade? Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade with Yuffie. So I don't know if this is its, well, I do know that it's an added chapter. And there is no pre-order for it because it's going to be a digital DLC chapter. So I have to wait until June 10th. But if you wanted to pre-order it now, you can get it with the base game for, I think, $70, which kind of hurts, or $90 if you want the deluxe version. And I don't know, that seems a bit much for me personally, because how long has Final Fantasy VII Remake been out now?
Almost a year.
Why would, yeah, so that's already not going to be $60 in most places. Why would you just bump it back up to 60 plus 10 for DLC? It's like, how about you just leave it at, like, I don't know, 40?
Right.
I think 40 sounds more than enough if you're just going to do the base game that's been out for a year plus the expansion. But that's a different story. And then the expansion, of course, I will not be able to get it until release day because I'm just going to be getting it digitally. So there's no actual pre-order just for that one, which kind of sucks because I would totally get it right now if I could.
That's weird that they're not adding the... Sometimes they do the pre-order. Why not now?
Yeah, why not? Then I don't have to worry about it. I can just have it download when it's ready.
But that was pretty much it on the Final Fantasy VII stuff. They didn't really announce if Part 2 was coming out anytime soon, right? I don't remember.
They didn't, and that was really disappointing. I was hoping they'd at least give us a date for when Part 2 is coming out, because that would have made watching the State of Play worth it, in my opinion. but they didn't.
One thing, I don't know if you heard this, but they said the expansion with Yuffie is only going to be on PS5, no
Yes.
PS4 version. So letting you guys know that if you're looking forward to it, unfortunately it's only going to be on the PS5. And with how things are going right now, I see a lot of angry.
Yeah, that was a pretty big mistake, I think, on their part, because a lot of people can't get a PS5 because of, scalpers, shortages, etc. So why would you lock this expansion only to PS5 people?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think maybe it's because maybe they tried or wanted to put it on PS4 and it wasn't working. Because if you remember when Resident Evil 8 was announced, they said there would be no PS4 version because it couldn't run properly on PS4. And then a couple months later, they said, we're going to try and get it on PS4 and Xbox One. And by this time, I already had a PS5, so I'm like, I don't care anymore. I don't care if y'all put it on PS4, cool. Then my friends who don't have the modern systems can still play it. And then they came back, last month, 2 months ago, and they're like, hey, guess what? PS4. I'm like, right, cool. So yeah, that was a state of play. I don't know what were you most disappointed to not see in the state of play event?
Anything
outside of
revolving around the larger games I'm excited for. God of War Ragnarok, the new Horizon Zero Dawn, Ratchet and Clank, anything. Nope. They decided we're just going to stick with all the smaller titles and just leave Final Fantasy VII Remake as the main part of this presentation.
Yeah. If you ask me, they didn't need to put Crash 4 in there. They could have saved that or used that for... the fact that it was 30 minutes was making me wonder how much they were actually going to show. So Crash 4, they could have done without. They could have shown Ratchet and Clank there. Ragnarok, Cory Barlog came out, I think the day before or the day of. He said, don't expect it to be at State of Play. So that is why that wasn't there. But then it doesn't explain why Horizon wasn't there. Horizon and supposed to come out this year, and then Ratchet and Clank is in June or July, and it's like they didn't show anything. I mean,
just in time for my birthday.
Yeah, they may have another State of Play, later when it gets closer, and then they'll show off more of this stuff, because I think they did that with Ghost of Tsushima. They had a State of Play closer to the release date, and they showed off more gameplay. So
yeah,
I didn't rule it out. I know a lot of people were upset, and I was like, just guys, they may show another one. They may have another one closer to the release date of these games. Just hold on. We'll probably get some stuff for it.
You want gamers who are stuck in homes, at home because of lockdown, to be patient?
Yeah. That's why Ratchet and Clank is free right now on the PlayStation Store. It's called the Play at Home event. I own that game, like 3 versions of that game. I have the physical copy back here. I have the one from the PlayStation Plus collection, and now I have the one from the just random free one. And I'm like, whatever.
I thought that was a weird choice, considering that they already had the PlayStation Home Collection, or not the Home Collection. What is it?
Plus
the PS5 collection. That one. They already put it in there, so why would they have that one be the first free game for the Play at Home collection?
They did it for the people on PS4.
I know, but it also kind of feels a little bit like a slap in the face to PS5 people.
Yeah, because
but we already have it.
I'm sitting here going, the new game's not even on 4, it's on 5. But I get it. People can play it. When they do get a 5, they can get the new one and play that one. I'm excited for Rift Apart, but they didn't show anything, so we can't talk about it.
Nope.
Now, when they do show something, and I'm planning to have PBD here on every State of Play. What I did there? So we can talk, because her and I are both huge PlayStation fans, and as I said in my interview with her, I plan to do a PS5 video with her and just talk about some of the things we like, some of the things we don't like. Just got to figure out the scheduling and everything. But unless there's anything else you want to add, I think that's pretty much summed up everything that happened at the State of Play event.
Yep, that's about it from me.
Okay. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. You can check me out at Twitch at the link down below. You can also check out Miss PlayBeatDelete at the following links down below. Her name is the same everywhere: Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, PlayBeatDelete. Her links will be down below. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that bell to be notified of when videos go live, share it with your friends and family, and as always, guys, I'll see you all in the next episode. Y'all take it easy.